The sky gets dark. Maybe the wind picks up. You haven't heard a single rumble of thunder yet, but your dog has already started pacing. By the time the first crack hits, he's behind the toilet, or pressed against you so hard you can barely move, or shaking in a way that breaks your heart because you don't know how to help. You've probably told yourself, he's just scared of the noise. But here's what the science shows. By the time your dog hears the thunder, he's already been experiencing the storm for a very long time. And what he's feeling has almost nothing to do with what you think it does. Most owners assume the fear is about noise, and noise is real. Dogs can hear thunder at frequencies and volumes far beyond what we register. Their auditory pain threshold is lower than ours. So yes, the sound matters. But here's what researchers have found. Dogs who are isolated from all sound during a storm still show significant signs of anxiety, which means the noise isn't the whole story. It isn't even most of the story. The fear starts earlier, in the body, in ways your dog cannot explain and cannot escape. Because your dog isn't experiencing a thunderstorm, he's experiencing 5 different threats all arriving at the same time, and the first one starts before the storm even reaches your neighborhood. The first thing your dog notices has nothing to do with sound. It's pressure. As a thunderstorm approaches, barometric pressure drops, the weight of the atmosphere shifts. Humans barely notice this. Dogs feel it. It can cause discomfort in their sensitive ear structures, disorientation, and in some dogs, genuine pain. Some researchers believe dogs also detect it through scent. Falling barometric pressure changes how odors travel through the air, and a dog's nose notices the difference long before the clouds arrive. This is why your dog starts pacing before you've seen a single lightning flash. He's not anxious about something that hasn't happened yet. Something has already started happening inside his body. And then, quietly, something else begins. Something most owners have never even considered. Because during a thunderstorm, the air itself becomes a threat. And your dog, specifically because of his fur, is more vulnerable to it than you are. Here's the part almost no one knows. And once you understand it, you'll never see your dog's hiding behavior the same way again. During a thunderstorm, static electricity builds up in the atmosphere and in your dog's fur. Dr. Nicholas Dodman, a veterinary behaviorist at Tufts University, has documented that dogs may be experiencing numerous tiny electric shocks to their sensitive skin and nose from the electrically charged air. When your dog runs to the bathtub, or presses himself behind the toilet or hides in the basement, he isn't just finding a quiet spot. He is instinctively seeking a grounded surface, a place where the static charge in his coat can safely discharge. He doesn't know the word for what he's doing, but his body does. And larger dogs, and dogs with double or long coats, are the most vulnerable, which is exactly why some dogs seem dramatically more affected than others. The bathtub isn't hiding, it's grounding. He's doing exactly what his body is telling him to do. Think about what happens with your dog. Maybe he starts pacing 30 minutes before the storm. Maybe he pushes into rooms he normally avoids. Maybe he finds the one spot in the house, the bathroom, the basement, under the bed, and nothing can move him from it. And maybe you've noticed that after the storm passes, he doesn't immediately calm down. He stays anxious for an hour, sometimes longer. That's not him being dramatic, that's biology. Penn State researcher Dr. Nancy Dreschel measured cortisol, the stress hormone in dogs during thunderstorms. She and her colleagues were surprised by 2 things: how dramatically it spiked during the storm, and how long it stayed elevated afterward. The storm ends for you the moment the thunder stops. For your dog's body, the chemistry doesn't reset that quickly. But here's the part nobody tells you. Fear of thunderstorms isn't just a reaction. In some dogs, it becomes something that builds. And the reason why, when you understand it, changes how you should think about every storm going forward. Sound is the 3rd layer, and it's more complicated than it seems. Dogs' auditory pain threshold is lower than ours. Thunder that's uncomfortable for us can be genuinely painful for a dog, and they can hear the low rumbles that precede a storm long before we register anything. A 2024 study found that thunderstorm fear in dogs arises from multiple simultaneous stimuli, not any single trigger, which means your dog isn't scared of thunder. He's overwhelmed by pressure, electricity, sound, and smell all arriving at the same time. And here's the critical piece. Fear can sensitize over time. Each storm that frightens your dog doesn't necessarily make him more comfortable with the next one. For some dogs, it does the opposite. The nervous system becomes increasingly reactive, making each subsequent storm feel more threatening. Waiting it out and hoping he grows out of it often isn't enough. Why do some dogs completely fall apart while others sleep through the whole thing? Several things stack together. Coat type matters. Longer or double-coated dogs accumulate more static. Genetics play a role. Herding and working breeds tend toward higher reactivity. Early experience can shape a lifetime. One truly frightening storm in puppyhood can establish a fear response that never fully leaves. And then there's owner reaction, which matters more than most people realize. Dogs are exquisitely sensitive to human stress. If you become visibly anxious during a storm, your dog interprets that as confirmation. Something genuinely dangerous is happening. Your reassurance works best when it comes from calm, not from sympathy that accidentally signals alarm. You can love him through a storm without telling him to be afraid of it. Here's what the science actually supports. First, don't fight his instincts. If your dog wants the bathtub or the basement during a storm, let him go. He's self-selecting a grounded space. Set up that space with comfort items before storm season even starts. Second, close the blinds. Reducing the lightning flash stimulation takes one layer off the pile. Third, stay calm. Your body language is information. A calm owner tells a dog this is manageable. An anxious owner confirms this is dangerous. Comfort him, but from a place of steadiness, not panic. Fourth, for dogs with more significant fear, counter-conditioning works. Playing storm sounds at very low volume while giving high-value treats, then slowly increasing the intensity over weeks, can gradually rewrite the association. Fifth, for dogs whose fear is significant and worsening, speak to your vet. Anti-anxiety medication has solid evidence, and for some dogs, it's the most humane option available. There's nothing weak about getting help for a fear that has a biological cause. Here's the reframe worth sitting with. Your dog's fear of thunderstorms isn't irrational. He is detecting real atmospheric changes. He is experiencing real electrical discomfort. He is hearing real sound at painful volumes. His nervous system is responding to a genuine multi-sensory threat, one that his wild ancestors needed to respond to for survival. The only difference is that in your living room, there's nowhere to run to, no forest to take cover in, no pack to huddle with for warmth, just the storm. And you, which means the most important thing you can be during a thunderstorm, is exactly what he needs you to be. Calm, present, the thing that's more certain than the storm. He can't understand why the sky does this. He can't reason his way out of what his body is feeling. What he knows in the middle of the pressure and the electricity and the sound is whether you are there. That matters more than you realize. You are not nothing in a storm. You are the thing that makes it survivable. So, why is your dog so scared of thunderstorms? Here is what the science actually says. It isn't just the noise. It's never been just the noise. It starts with barometric pressure. Your dog feels the storm arriving through changes in atmospheric pressure and the way scents move through the air long before you see a single cloud. It continues with static electricity building up in his fur coat, causing small, uncomfortable shocks when he touches grounded surfaces. This is why he seeks the bathtub, not hiding, grounding. It compounds with sound thunder that is genuinely painful at the volumes his ears register. And with owner anxiety, which he reads as confirmation that something dangerous is real. A 2024 study confirmed what researchers had suspected. It's the simultaneous arrival of all of these together that overwhelms a dog's nervous system. Not weakness, not bad training, not stubbornness, Biology responding to a genuinely threatening set of signals with the only tools evolution gave him. Now you know what they are, and now you can actually help. The storm will pass. It always does. And the dog pressed against you right now, the one who chose you over the basement, is telling you something. You are still the safest place he knows. Even in the middle of this, tell me your dog's name in the comments and where he goes when the storm hits. I read every single one. And if you've ever wondered why your dog follows you everywhere, not just during storms, that video is next. Link right here. Subscribe because every week I explain what your dog is trying to tell you.